Hello everyone out there. It's been a little while since I posted anything about my car. I've been working a lot, so I haven't been able to put a lot of attention to it, but this month and a half probably, I've been working on my sagging doors. A lot of you out there who have shoeboxes have that same problem. So I ordered some new door hinges. Shoebox Central had those. Got those in. It was a long process from getting the bolts out to finally mounting the hinges, and the door still not working right, but I've kind of chronicled everything from start to finish on those door hinges. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out in the end, but it was a long and trying process. That is not an easy project, especially if you're like me. If you follow my channel, you know that I'm in a wheelchair and trying to do a lot of the stuff that that I'm able to do myself. So just check it out. Let me know what you think. I'll leave the comments open below. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on how I did it, and if you got a better idea for anybody else out there. I struggled with it a lot, but ultimately I think I got it. Think it came out all right for a home garage guy. So anyway, check it out. I'm going to do this in 4 installments because the videos are quite long. So I'll kind of do a episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 as I get through the editing and the final process here. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'd be happy to hear from anybody who's got better ideas than what I did, or if I can help anybody with the processes I did. That would be good to know. And again, if you could like my channel, hit that little ringer bell and all that jazz, subscribe. That just helps me out. But yeah, look forward to hearing from you guys, and here's the video. Hello everyone out there in the shoebox community. The time has come. I am going to try to tackle changing out the hinges on my doors. They're both sagging and it's making it difficult to open and close. Many of you experience. You can see I've got about maybe a 1/4 of an inch of sag, maybe a little bit more there on the top. And I've got shaved door handles, so that means it makes it extra difficult. The doors won't pop open when I hit the solenoids because they're sticking and dragging, so we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so here we are on the driver's side. I'm attempting to take these bolts off, but of course they're being stubborn. I have already stripped one of them. The lower one came off, but fortunately the replacement hinges come with some replacement bolts as well, because these are getting chewed up. I'm having a hard time. I started off using my impact drill with the number 3 Phillips bit, and it wouldn't even budge them at all. And then I went to my impact wrench with the number 3 hardened Phillips bit. This is what ended up stripping this top bolt out. It had enough power to turn it, but it was just busting up the head, and I already broke 2 bits trying to get that out of there. So I'm at a little bit of a standstill. Also, I'm attempting to change out these hinges one at a time without taking the door completely off. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I'm disabled. I'm in a wheelchair, so I'm trying to do this myself here at the house. Don't really have the hands or the manpower to hold the door up or lift it and remove it out. So I'm hoping I can reach behind here and get those screws out and do one hinge at a time. But it looks like what I'm going to have to do to get that bolt is I'm going to get my grinder and cut this right here and see if I can just cut out the bracket, I guess. I'm not sure what else to do here with that bolt. I'm going to try to heat it up as well, but I was trying not to mess up the paint, but I don't know. I'm going to be stuck here trying to figure something out. I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, I cut a straight slot right through the head of that bolt there. I cut all the way through the bracket because I'm ultimately going to trash that bracket anyway, and I might have to just cut that bracket clear across the bolt and all the way through down to get the whole bracket off. But I'm going to try to see if I've got a straight impact bit. I'm going to try to turn that bolt with that large bit in the groove that I cut. Let's see if that works. Well, I gave it a quick turn with the impact and it snapped the head right off. So looks like I'm going to be cutting this all the way out and drilling it, and hopefully I can save the threads if I drill it out and get the stud out of there, or the bolt rather, and hope I don't have the same problem with the other ones. But here goes. I'm going to go ahead and cut this bracket clear off, I guess. Okay, this first bolt here did not go well. It stuck on there hard. I tried getting the other screws out with the impact Phillips number 3, stripped right away. But I made a mistake on this first bolt. When I cut it with the grinder down the center, I cut it too deep and I cut the head almost clear the way through, and then I stuck a flathead impact bit and it snapped the head right off. So on these other ones over here, I didn't cut the hole as deep, and actually that flathead bit hung better than the Phillips bit. I thought it was going to snap the bit itself right off, and I got a groove in there real good with the flathead right inside the grind mark, and it broke those things loose. So I got both of those bolts loose now. This one is the only one that came free on its own, so now I just got to figure out how to get this stud. I've already drilled out the center of it. I'm going to keep on drilling until I max it out without cutting into the threads. But I finally got those two in the back, this one down here and this one. Now it's just that one and that one and that one. Hopefully now we got a process, I can figure it out. Alright everyone, just another update. Drilling out these holes on the bolts on the door hinges, and I had to go to the store to get an easy out set. And I don't know if I had mentioned this earlier in the video, but I was having a hard time finding a number 4 Phillips socket. I looked at Home Depot, Lowe's, they didn't have any. The best I could get was a number 3, and obviously I was having trouble. Those were stripping out. So I went down to Harbor Freight. That's the one place I didn't look, because usually their tools are kind of cheap, but I was down there trying to get an easy out set and a tap and die in case I messed up the threads. So lo and behold, look what I found. Impact socket set, 1/2-inch drive, and you got your number 4 Phillips. And my straight head worked real good when I ground out the center of the bolt and just put a slot in there, but that ended up twisting also, and it worked like 1.5 times, and then that bit was no good. But got a larger, extra large, and extra large, so I'm thinking this is going to maybe help me get the rest of those bolts out. But just wanted to give a heads up, not an endorsement or anything, just they had them over there, Harbor Freight. So we'll see if they're any good, if they snap or if they work. Alright, so I ground out, I had already drilled these, but I was getting ready to put an easy out on them, but I went ahead and cut a slot, pretty deep slot in there, and I got this medium sized straight head impact bit. And lo and behold, that did it. It grabbed better. You can see it kind of chipped off there first, but once I got it started, it came out. So that so far has been my best bet. Again, I didn't have a number 4 Phillips at the beginning. I'll try that on the lower hinges, but I got all 4 of these screws now loose, and about to go ahead and replace the hinge. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so as expected, started pulling out all these bolts. This one started off okay. It started turning, but then it's stripped out. I can't get the slotted bit on there anymore. So as I mentioned, I was at Harbor Freight, picked up this easy out set. Already got it drilled out. I'm gonna stick this in there, see if I can get it out the rest of the way. I still got to do this one as well. So this one and this one are being stubborn. All of these are already loose, ready to come out. I just got to finish unscrewing them. I didn't want to let that door flop loose until I was ready here with this side. So I'm going to give this a shot, see if it works. Hope it doesn't snap off. So the easy out worked. That was great. I think we're on a roll here. I think we're going to get the rest of them off. I'm going to clean up all the threads. And by the way, I've been WD-4ing the heck out of these for like 3 or 4 days now, and just trying to hopefully let it penetrate. I'm not sure if there's a difference between penetrating oil and WD-40. Maybe you guys could leave me some comments below and let me know if I'm using the wrong thing, if penetrating oil might have been better. I'm not sure. Alright, got the hinges off. The one hinge rather. That was a chore, my god. Hardest damn thing I ever done in this car. So this one here I could not get off. It is frozen on there. I even tried to heat it, and I tried to use the easy out, not this one, but the easy out to get it off this, and that thing will not budge. So I'm thinking I did go ahead and buy a tap and die set while I was at Harbor Freight. So I do have a 15-30 seconds, I believe it is. Let's double check that here real quick. Something like that, 1524 I believe, 1524. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up all these threads on here also. And I did get some 3-in-1 oil, and I'm going to just lube all these up, make sure I don't have any problems with the new ones going in. And then I'm hoping this one will tap correctly. I hope I don't have any problems, but this one I can get through the back side right here. So if I have to put a longer bolt with a nut, I'll just do that. But this is the only one out of all these 8 bolts here that gave me a problem. Everything else is off. Everything came off clean, so I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, everybody, got these threads all cleaned up. I ran a tap through them to make sure everything was good. One of them is going to require a bolt. Luckily, it's the easiest one. It's up here. I can reach it from the back side of the door. I'm going to have to go buy a special bolt and nut because these ones are too short to be able to go all the way through and put a lock nut behind it. But all of them, everything else came out all right. Cleaned up all the threads, kind of brushed that up. I don't know if I should paint it or not, but we'll leave it like that for now. Anyway, these hinges come from Shoebox Central. Again, not an endorsement or anything, just that's where I found them. The hinge pin comes loose. You got to beat that thing in there, so I made sure and put this on a heavy steel vise and put some lubricating oil in there and tap that pin in there, and it's pretty solid. This thing doesn't even spin around or anything at all. It's pretty tight, so I'm going to go ahead and mount this on there now and see how it goes. Whew, well, there it is. First hinge installed. It only took me like 6 hours just to do one hinge, but there it is. I do got to put one bolt in the back on that side, all the way through the door bolt and nut, because that one's stripped out. I wasn't able to get it rethreaded, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to check the door, see how it shuts. It's just a 1, but this was the worst hinge. This one had a lot of play in the hinge pin there, and the door was sagging towards the floor sill, so let's see if this helped it at all. Well, this is disappointing. It's actually worse than when I started. Look at that drop in there. It won't even shut now. So I'm hoping, I was thinking that the majority of the problem was that top hinge, but now it looks like I'm gonna have to get that bottom hinge put in, and hopefully it straightens out the door, and if not, I'm gonna have to shim it and or do the old 2x4 with the floor jack trick and see if that helps it. That's all I'm gonna do for today. I'm tuckered out, so till next time.